FL has so many new features whenever they drop an update that some of them get lost in the mix. And they're significant new features. And somehow they just forget to talk about them sometimes. We forget to talk about them or mention them. And then we get bombarded with all these like brand new features. FL 21 in general, like 21 through 21.2 where we're at right now, there's been so many. And one of them that I stumbled across today again was the snap to scale inside the piano roll. Have you messed with that at all?
Oh, of course. Yeah, snap to scale. Oh,
inside the piano roll.
Yeah. If you don't know music theory, that is the key.
Because gem alert, ridiculous. So like Newtone has had that snap to scale feature for as long as I can remember, since I started pretty much using Newtone. So I think they've like, you know, adopted that feature into the piano roll, which maybe people started asking about it. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Maybe they just was like, yo, why don't we have this in the piano roll? It makes the most sense. It makes the most sense to have it in the piano roll. But the way that you get to it, if you're listening and watching right now and you don't know how to get to it, in the piano roll, obviously you got to go to the piano roll, go to the drop down menu, go to view, then go to scale highlighting. So when normally if you are familiar with scale highlighting, you can change the grid inside the piano roll so that way it highlights different colors, like slightly different shades of like that bluish grayish, and then you can tell which notes are in the scale. Normally, like you'd have to put in a 3-note chord and then it automatically detects it if you have it on automatic. You can also choose the different types of major and minor scales. But right at the top of that now, if you've updated, you'll see a little thing up there where it says snap to scale. So when you choose the scale, let's say you choose B flat minor, right? Harmonic or whatever. And literally in the piano roll, you'll see it jump from note to note and it'll skip the notes that are not in that scale. So you'll be able to create a chord progression or melody without having to worry about like, is this note in the right scale?
Sheesh.
Wild.
It's crazy that it's in there now.
Yeah.
Because it's been in like the Newtone and all that stuff forever.
And they've had that technology. That's
just
the thing.
not in that one window.
Just not in that one window where I feel like we needed it the most, but nobody ever really like complained. I've never seen like a mass complaint about not having the snap to scale inside the piano roll.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things maybe somebody on the team mentioned. I'd love to know. Maybe it was mentioned in the forums and they came across it. I don't know. I really don't. But yo, what an awesome addition to the features.
Yeah. I like that they're making it more accessible to people to like just be able to just make music. You know what I'm saying? And is it one of those things where the first things that you click in will be in that setting, or is it just an all together like,
no, so you'll go like
just
say
be in that.
If you have to have it checked on first.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it turns off from session to session, if it stays on once you do it, once you turn it on, if it stays on whenever you open and close FL. So if you want it to be automatic, no matter what scale you do on the fly, you just choose automatic and it won't lock into a certain scale unless you type in maybe like your first 3 notes of a chord and then it detects what you're in and then it'll give it to you. It'll give you what scale you're in and then you can lock in from there.
One thing I'd say is like with all these gems, right? I feel like FL, if you're listening, you got
they are.
Clearly.
Yep, they are.
It's like I feel like buttons like that, like what if you could just have that button there and then just swipe it down into like the window like of the interface so that like certain things that you want like as part of your flow are just like at that home dock, you know what I'm saying? Because like all these gems and you have to like go through multiple like drop downs and shit, I feel like it would be so good if you could just be like right there with it and be like, oh, scale
almost like a shortcut menu.
Yeah, like suppose you have the
that kind of just hovers down, or maybe wherever you drag it.
Yeah,
there's a couple of programs
that do that.
It
could be connected, or it could be like you could detach it or whatever.
But what if it's like up in the tools section, like up where like you click mixer and channel rack and stuff?
Because you have all these features and you want people to use them, obviously, clearly. So like have it be like right there, in my opinion.
That'd be crazy, bro. That's a really good idea, actually.
Hey man, Image Line, what's going on?
So like I'm just trying to like. I'm like daydreaming right now what that would look like.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, imagine if it was just up in that toolbar and it was you could customize it.
Yeah.
So you could put your favorite things. But where I could see it getting a little complicated is if there's like a chain of command, like you have to go to the menu, then you have to go to view, then you have to go to. I guess they could do it though. I don't see
they could do it.
They could do it.
They got 1,000 dudes on that team writing code. You know.
Yep.
Tell me one of those guys can't just.
That'd be wild.
Yo,
you know
if they do that, it's documented.